Look at the sheer scale of this basin. At nearly 3 million square miles, the Amazon rainforest is roughly the exact same size as the lower 48 United States. With all this dense, explosive greenery, you might assume the ground beneath it is packed with nutrients. But the natural Amazonian dirt is surprisingly thin, pale, and sandy. Heavy seasonal rains easily wash away whatever nutrients it manages to hold. Yet scattered in patches across the forest floor is a hidden anomaly. It's a thick, tar-colored soil known as terra preta, or dark earth, and it is upwards of 2,000 years old. This soil didn't form naturally. The ancestors of modern indigenous communities created it by continuously depositing their food scraps, animal bones, and charcoal from cooking fires into concentrated areas. Centuries of indigenous engineering created the physical foundation for this forest's immense growth. This chart compares plant growth between regular Amazon dirt and terra preta. While standard soil yields modest growth, the dark earth bar spikes upward, showing crops growing 6 times taller. Beneath the surface, this fertile ground acts as a massive carbon sink. Dark earth stores 150 grams of carbon per kilogram, holding millions of metric tons out of the atmosphere. Agricultural researchers have spent over 2 decades trying to replicate this soil in a lab to help fight the climate crisis. Yet the specific microbial communities and the effect of a 1,000-year maturation process remain difficult to synthesize. Because we cannot manufacture it today, the dark earth that exists right now is an irreplaceable ancient technology. It is the literal bedrock holding up the biological marvels above it. Rising out of that fertile ground are 390 billion individual trees. Together, they create a vertical habitat supporting 1 in 10 of all known species on Earth. Right above the forest floor is the understory. Because the leaves overhead block out the sun, this layer is incredibly dark and humid, creating the perfect cover for predators to blend in and stalk their prey through the low brush. Climbing higher brings us to the canopy. This overlapping roof of branches operates like a crowded metropolis, housing more than half of the 2.5 million insect species found in the basin. The mammals living up here do crucial work for the ecosystem. As primates swing from branch to branch to eat fruit, they spread seeds through their digestion over vast distances. These middle layers form a giant, self-sustaining engine. The animals feed off the trees, and the trees rely entirely on the animals' movements to plant their next generation. Pushing through the canopy takes us to the emergent layer. Here, isolated giants tower up to 200 feet in the air, enduring punishing winds and intense direct sunlight. This harsh, exposed environment is the domain of massive apex predators. Birds of prey use this unparalleled vantage point to scout a sprawling green roof below. These giants pull water from deep underground and exhale it directly into the sky, forming a thick vapor that coalesces into heavy rain clouds. Those clouds get carried by air currents, dictating rainfall patterns across the continent. Water generated by these trees sustains agriculture and industry that produce 70% of South America's GDP. The entire vertical machine is deeply connected. The ancient, human-tended dirt at the very bottom literally fuels the weather systems and global economies at the very top. If we zoom all the way out to a satellite view, the focus shifts from the biology of the trees to the geopolitics of the nations that govern them. This chart tracks recent deforestation rates across the Amazon. After years of heavy clearing, the line reveals a sharp drop, hitting a 6-year low and decreasing by 23.5% in 2023. That decline comes from coordinated political pressure. Leaders across South America stepped up enforcement and signed pacts like the Bellum Declaration to rein in logging. But this second line shows a massive complication. While fewer chainsaws are operating, wildfires have surged by over 30% in that exact same time frame. Halting loggers is a necessary step, but data clearly shows the ecosystem isn't secure if the forest is still burning from the inside out. The push to clear this land is largely driven by agriculture. Cattle ranching alone accounts for roughly 70% of all deforestation in the region. To make room for those pastures, the physical reality is fire. Massive burns rip through the timber, completely erasing those intricate biological layers we just climbed. When these fires burn, the damage goes deep. They incinerate millions of specialized species in the canopy and scorch the ancient, irreplaceable dark earth right out of the ground. Destroying this immense forest dismantles a massive 2,000-year-old vertically integrated machine that stabilizes the global climate for our entire planet.